Hello YouTube, this is Untitled here, and welcome back to another Python tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about something that is quite important in Python. You know, there's a lot of things that are very important in Python, but this is one thing that you'll probably be using a little bit depending on what you're doing. I don't use them too much, but they are quite useful in some cases, especially when we get into another topic called splicing, and that'll be these will be very important in that. But let's get on with it. What I'm going to talk to you about today is a thing called lists. Now, lists are basically a list. If you've done programming before, think of a list like an array. It's basically, you store a list in a variable, and a list can hold multiple values. So basically think of it as a variable that can hold multiple values. So what we're going to do is we're going to say my fav colors equals blue, not in any particular order. Quite like red. I like orange. I like purple if it's in the right shade, and I suppose some yellows I like. And then we build on this and we get nothing. Now the reason we get nothing is because all we've done here is define a list. So here we declare a variable. We say my fav colors. Then we set it equal to this. Now this is the list, and these brackets, these square brackets, define where the list begins and ends. Excuse me. And in a list, you have all these different values, and you can have as many values as you want in a list. You can even have the list be empty, just two square brackets, and then you can add values to them later. But here I add a blue string value, I add a red value, I add an orange string value, I add a purple string value, and I add a yellow string value. Now this can be anything. This could be a variable, or it could be text like we just showed. It could be a number. It could be another list. It could be a function. It could be whatever we wanted. All these values could be whatever we wanted, and each value is separated by a comma. So basically this, right, so we're making a list and we're going to put the text blue in it. We're going to put the string blue in it. Then we want to add another value, and it's going to be another string, and it's called red. Then we add another comma, do orange, and so on and so on. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's okay, we defined our values in our list, but how do we access these values? How do we get certain values from it? Well, what we do is, say we wanted to get blue. Say we wanted to get the blue value. We would say print, to print something. And we would say my fav colors, and we would say 0, and that would print blue. Now, how does this work? Well, you might be thinking, whoa, well, blue is the first value, but we said 0. Because if you use two brackets, if you use the variable name, if you use the list name, and you use two brackets, that basically says, okay, our list is already defined. It's already defined up here, and to get a value from the list, to index, getting a value from a list is known as indexing the list. We use two square brackets, and then we put the number, the index that value is located, and the index for the first value is 0, because this is the first value, but in Python everything starts at 0. So my favorite color is 0. We would get the first value, which would be the 0th value. So the first value is the 0th value, the second value is the first, the third is the second, and so on. So if we wanted to get red, we would print 1, then 2 for orange. But if, say we did 8, now there is no 9th value in the list, then we just wouldn't get anything, because that doesn't exist. There is no 8th value. It doesn't exist. So if you try to print, or if you try to access a value that is not in a list, then it's just going to display nothing because that value is non-existent. So, like I said, up here, we define our list, and the first value, to access the first value, we put the number 0, because think of that as the 0th value. Print my... Oh wait, is this Ruby? Am I in Ruby? I'm in Ruby. Sorry, it's supposed to be Python. Yeah, I was wondering why there was no space there, because I was doing Ruby before this. So yeah, there'll be... If we try to access... Yes, that's what I was thinking. You'll get an error. List index out of range. So if you try to access a value that isn't in the list, we're going out of the range of the index. We're trying to index a value. We're trying to get a value that isn't in the list. So just remember that the first value in a list is always 0. The second value is 1, and so on. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you learned something, please leave a like and subscribe and share it with your friends if you think they might find it useful. And if there's something that you didn't understand, just... What's this? Oh. If there's something you didn't understand, leave a like. If there's something you didn't understand, leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, helping you. Because, what's the point of watching this tutorial and you don't understand anything? What's the point of you watching it in the first place? So thanks for watching. My name is Sonic2KK, and I will see you in the next tutorial. I'm away to enjoy a Haribo.